Hi and welcome. In this video I'm going to be demonstrating how to configure Windows firewall settings, um, adding different things like outbound rules, um, turning on logging, uh, that logging would enable you to see what sites are being blocked by the firewall, and there's a few other things I'm going to be doing. Programs I'm using are free screen to video, which is this program right here. I'll move it over here so you guys can see it. Free screen to video offered by Coyote Soft. And normally I would be using VMware, which is a virtual environment that allows you to install operating system ISO files without taking up physical resources on your computer's hard drive. To get started, what I'm going to do first is I'll open up an Internet Explorer page. And we'll go to, we can really open up any random page. I'll just go to Microsoft.com for the time being. I do have a couple things going, so this might be kind of slow. As you can see, we have an active internet connection here. Keep that in mind while I'm doing this presentation. I'm going to go ahead and close this. And we're going to type in firewall and hit enter. The one you want is Windows Firewall with Advanced Security. Go ahead and click continue. I'm actually doing this on Vista, like I said, because I've been having problems with my Windows 7 and VMware. And then this pane here, you can kind of see what's the overview of different settings that you already have. If you actually click the Windows Firewall Properties button, we can do a lot of things in here. Change the logging, change settings, the firewall state, you can turn that off if you need to. What we're going to do from here is we're going to go into the Private Profile tab, and then there should be the Custom button under Settings, which allows you to configure whether notifications are displayed when inbound connections are blocked and how local firewall rules are combined with firewall rules defined in group policy. So that's just an overview of that. In the logging area, what we're going to do is click Customize. And here, like I mentioned before, you can configure logging for Windows Firewall. In the log drop packets box, select Yes. And what that's going to do is all the block connections will be logged to C Windows System 32 log files firewall and then pfirewall.log. And that's going to keep a log of everything that got blocked. Being as this is my actual computer and I don't want that on there yet, I'm just going to leave it at no, but you can change that, if you want to see what sites are being blocked. So we're going to go ahead and click OK. Now we're going to click OK here, and then we're going to go into some settings on the outbound rules by clicking outbound rules on the left hand side of the pane here. And then we'll right click outbound rules and click new rule, or we can go over here, either way works. So you can click new rule by right clicking on outbound rules, or you can select the new rule over here, either one works. And then we're going to click in the rule type, you're going to want to click custom and click next. And then all programs, and then click next. And in the protocol type, we're going to click TCP. And then under, let's see, in the remote port box, we're going to drop this down to a specific port and specify port 80, which is used by all web servers. And then we can click next. Port 80 is used by web servers, like I said. And we'll We'll click next. This is the default selection, so we can go ahead and click next. Default configuration for domain private and public, that's all seems to be fine. We can name this block web for the web servers. You can add a description here if you want. You can click finish. And now what's going to happen is, if I did this right, if I open up Internet Explorer again, my computer's having some issues here, but if we go back to Microsoft.com, it's going to give us this little message here about Internet Explorer not being able to display that web page. And that's because we added that block web rule to port 80, which was the web server port. And then if you want to delete a rule or disable it, you can right click on it on the Windows Firewall and Advanced Security window and click delete. And then if I go back in here, it should work just fine now. Like I said, I've been working on, so this might be kind of slow, but and I have noticed some audio problems here and there. I do apologize for that. And as you can see here, the Microsoft.com website now works because we just disabled and deleted that role. Again, this was an overview on configuring Windows Firewall settings. These aren't the only settings that you can do. I encourage you to explore the different options in there, because Windows Firewall is a really helpful. It really does a lot as far as keeping viruses out, spyware for your time.